Thank you, everybody, for coming into our meeting or early this for this month. I do appreciate it. Appreciate everybody being on time. Currently, we have Arlon on the phone with us. Several people from Arlon. Mike Popovich. We also have Chad Russell, George, and Dennis. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it on over to Mike Airbender, or Mike Popovich, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, to go ahead and get us started with an Arlon presentation. Mike,
Okay.
I'll let you take it away, sir.
Okay. I want to thank everybody for being in on the call. We got some exciting things to go over here today. And Dennis, are you ready? We'll get this thing started.
I'm ready. Yeah, before we jump into this first slide, though, I just wanted to let everybody know how well attended and productive the ISA show was for Arlon. Our booth the activity was very steady. We launched a couple of new products, which we're going to go into. We just got several compliments, and this response was just incredible regarding the new products, the Illuminite reflective in particular. So we're excited to go into that. This first slide, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one of these things, but it just talks about the core structure or the brand pillars of Arlon. These 5 items here refer to our core values. And I've got to say, I've been with Arlon for 14 years, and I think it's the first time where I've seen something like this not only be talked about, but we're walking the walk as a company, and it's amazing how much the culture has changed. So we're really paying attention to these core values. Go ahead, Mike.
And come on, computer. Here we go.
All right. So again, I'm not going to spend too much time on any one of these things, but the core values translate into, for one, outstanding customer experiences or customer service. And that starts with dependable lead times. Go to the next one. What that means to Fellers, especially the Fellers sales force, is 100% on-time delivery with our top 200 SKUs. And Chad, I think you might be able to speak to this. I think we've been hovering between 98% and 100% on-time delivery for the last several months.
Yeah.
So obviously this is important. Sorry, go ahead.
98.5% on any of the special order OTD, and all the stuff that you have in stock, we're 100% on.
So that just translates into, your customers getting the product when you say they're going to receive the product. Real world application solutions and best practices. This, for example, this refers to some of the new products we've just kicked off in at ISA. Core competencies, while some of our competitors are in sign and graphics, they also handle a variety of other divisions. Arlon's goal is to be the global leading graphics manufacturer. Continuous stream of new products. Again, the launch of the 8200 high tack, the Illuminite reflective product, as well as a pipeline of upcoming new products. It's our goal to continuously release new products that make sense for our market and that provide solutions and best practices. The most profitable partner. I think this means a lot to Fellers, sales reps in particular, as we all try to become more profitable. We feel that you can refer to Arlon for this because we are, excuse me, my screen just went blank. Does everybody else see this presentation?
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Dennis.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. So obviously, as we focus more on profitability, Arlon continues to maintain its partnerships and its loyalty to existing distribution. In other words, trying to minimize competition. while focusing on healthy partnerships, leading to more profitability in general for both of us. And then lastly, 60 years. Arlon's been in business 60 years, and that's a partnership and quality. Go ahead,
Thanks,
Mike.
Dennis.
I'll let you. Yep.
The reason I put this slide up for everybody, we want to say thank you. You guys did a lot of hard work in 2017 when we launched SLX with flight technology. Two things, we sold over 1,000 kits on the SLX in the first less than 10 months of the infancy of the product. And you guys helped fellas grow the Arlon brand out there by 34% last year over 2016. So we really want to say thank you to everybody for their help and their hard work. It does show our partnership and our visions working for both groups. And we really are looking forward to 2018 with fellas and working more closely with all the reps out in the field.
Now, Mike may not say it, but I want more. I want more growth, guys, more growth. All right, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, that's good, Caleb. We'll all jump on that wagon. One of the new products we just introduced at ISA last year was a new product called DPF 8200 High Tack. A lot of you are familiar with DPF 8000, which has been a cornerstone product for Arlon for many years. Great for outside walls, low energy surfaces. So a great product. The one thing about 8000 was it did shrink a little bit. What we did with 8200 is we developed a new product that doesn't shrink as much. The key to this presentation, I just want everybody to remember, if you have 8,000 customers that like the product, don't show them 8200. All you'll be doing is trading dollars. You want to focus on 8200 is go after customers that didn't like the shrinkage or for some reason didn't like 8,000. Those should be your target accounts with the new 8200.
Can I ask something, please?
Yes, go right ahead.
I've had several customers tell me have complaints with the release properties of the adhesive during the printing process, where it's transferring adhesive to the platens and they're getting head strikes. And I've had one customer tell me it ruined a head. Now, is that something out of the ordinary, or has this maybe been addressed on this new product?
Well, this has been, that's the customer you'd want to show 8200 to. I don't see what your name is up there. Sorry about that. But the one thing about 8000, it was a unique construction. That super high tack adhesive made the vinyl contract a little bit.
Okay.
So the customer you just talked about would be the perfect customer to take 8200 and say, here's the newer version of that product. So if you look at the unique selling features that are up
I'm
there.
sorry, Mike, I do apologize. Yep. Hold on a minute. Okay, so what Mike is saying is to start out with, we want to go after people that used to maybe buy the 8000, no longer do because of the problems they had. Go after and start with the 8200. Eventually, we'll go back after and talk about the people that have the 8000 and possibly turn them into 8200 in case there's problems later on down the road. Is that right, Mike?
Okay.
That's correct. I mean, right now, the people that really love 8000 and know the properties of it, I wouldn't approach those people right now, because basically all you're going to be trading is one product to the next. So go back to the customer, like you said. He had an issue. He sees some adhesive transfer on the outside. That's the perfect customer to transfer over to 8200 at that point. The unique selling features, as in 8000 and 8200, strong adhesion for demanding applications, outdoor walls, low energy surfaces. The big thing on this product is point number 2, enhanced dimensionable stability. It's not going to shrink like 8000. So you're not going to get the adhesive goo at the end. So it would not affect the printing cycle. One thing with 8000, you never really wanted to run it unattended. 8200 will allow you to do longer runs when you're not just sitting there watching the printer. Number 3, It's easy to apply, convert, print, and apply. Number 4, goes back to the adhesive system, low shrink, cleaner seam, better for overlapping, and with like all of the Arlon products, high quality print. It'll print on latex, solvent, UV, and echo solvent. Here's a little chart that we had in our booth, so I apologize, it's a little crooked, but it kind of tells you the difference between 8000 Ultra Tack and 8200 High Tack. They're both very high tack adhesives, but if you look in the little charts there, it kind of tells you which applications they work on. But I'll make sure you guys get these slides right after the presentation too. This slide here is a lot of people always throw their hands up and say, what is a low energy surface? And all this slide is telling you things like coolers, porta potty, trash bins, construction barrels. They're the low energy surface, and that's what these type of products really perform well on. They're normal permanent adhesives. If you put them on these type of applications, they will fall off. So 8000 Ultra Tack and 8200 High Tack will work on all those applications. I'm going to have Dennis come back in. You guys all did a great job last year on SLX. We're going to go through it again because light technology is going to be a key component to Arlon going into the future. So we want to tie in SLX into our newest product coming up in a minute. So Dennis, you're up.
All right. So we've now had SLX out now for a year, literally, as of the ISA show. And going back to Mike's slide on your sales in particular, you've had, I'd say, some excellent success with it. And like Mike said, also, we're going to continue to carry the flight technology into other products, as you'll see on the Illuminite reflective product. That's the case. You want to go to the next slide, Mike? So unique selling features. When we designed SLX, we wanted to make this product, we wanted to help that installer that's working by themselves to become more efficient and more productive. So the main goal was to speed up the installation process. One of the things you'll first notice if you were to take one of the 18-inch by 24-inch panels that we provide is the clean release of the release liner. That's key, obviously, for the single installer who's basically trying to avoid fighting against a release liner that's wanting to stay onto the film and stretch the graphic. Flight technology translates into superior repositionability. I think most of you have had a chance to play with the film. Very light initial contact. Obviously, this helps with repositionability and the repositioning of the panel. Even if you've left it on for a few minutes or 5 minutes, it's still repositionable. The vibrant and reliable print quality. I think Arlon's always been known for having excellent print quality across all its cast films, and this includes all major ink formats, including latex, UV, solvent, eco-solvent ink systems. Stays down in deep channels, even without primer. In fact, we discourage primer. We feel that it impinges on the ability to air egress, and it also makes for a nightmare removal down the road, especially if the film's been on 3 years plus. This is value selling of cast wrap against competitive films. And if you look to the left column, it covers all of the primary contacts that you'd find within a given print shop. For the buyer, Arlon is the most competitively priced. We intentionally held our pricing this last go around on the last price increase, while I believe 3M and Avery had price increases. So we're very cost competitive. If you talk to a print manager, the print quality is amazing. I think that kind of speaks for itself as far as printability across all ink formats. And then you talk to the installation manager, This is where the efficiency, production, and the speed of the installation is all very important. I think one of the things we're finding is not only the ability of the SLX to print and install quickly, but lamination. We're finding that our competitors are having troubles laminating to certain ink types. So the overall picture for Arlon is we feel it's the best cast wrap in the market. Target customers. There's multiple types of target customers. Avery customers who are experiencing price changes. Again, we're price competitive. Everything from the beginning installer to the most experienced. It's a very easy to use film. For the installation manager.
I'm sorry, Dennis. I don't mean to interrupt you, but everybody, if you could please mute your phones. We're getting some either road noise or something like that for when Dennis is talking. So if you could mute your phones real quick, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
All right. And users, again, focused on productivity and throughput, efficiency, speed of installation, repositionability, clean removing, all very important to productivity. And of course, targeting shops who do wrap projects and fleet graphics.
I just want to bring up one point. The Avery customers, I think you guys are all aware that Avery set up minimum sell pricing, which increased their pricing up into the $900 range. We've seen a lot of interest from Avery people in the first quarter about looking at SLX because they thought Avery was a good film, but with the price increase, you got a whole new target market of Avery customers this year that are kind of disgruntled with Avery. But don't forget to put Avery along with those 3M customers as great targets for SLX.
And you can also add profitability into that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah. What I'm going to show everybody here is a quick video on removing of the SLX cast wrap. I'm sure you're starting to get some of those questions. So let's see. Can everybody hear it okay?
Yes.
Okay.
It's very important for our company to save time and money on removal of material. One, explaining to the customer and justifying why it's so expensive to remove their old graphics. They understand the new graphics and the installation, but the removal is where it's hard for them to understand why it's so expensive. So if a removal could be easier and faster for us, we could also lower our costs. Everybody's happy.
Arlon's SLX cast wrap is the easiest to install in the industry. And when you're ready to remove your wrap, it'll provide movability that will save you time and money. We brought in an independent installer to compare the removal of SLX cast wrap with Series 3270 over laminate off of one half of the vehicle, with the leading competitor's vinyl off the other half. We wanted to better understand what the installer would experience with both brands and what impact an easy and clean removing film would have.
So when I was removing the film, I started off cold, and then I noticed that it was becoming very aggressive. So I did have to use some heat to apply to it. The main reason you use heat is to avoid the vinyl tearing into pieces, or second, leaving too much adhesive left behind, or even the danger of peeling back some paint. Applying heat to the film definitely is a time-consuming factor. There's another step you got to do. Every minute counts. So I started applying heat, and it started removing, but it did leave some adhesive behind. Well, now you made yourself more work trying to clean up all that adhesive afterwards. So when I started the removal of this film, I noticed that it just kept coming off cold, and I didn't have to apply any heat to it. And I noticed it wasn't leaving adhesive, so I just continued removing it cold. It came off really easy and fast. Very minimal heat was required. I believe it was in areas where it was originally post-heated when it was installed that it needed heat, which is normal. But other than that, a good 90% of it came off cold, no heat. Clean removal, no adhesive left behind. It made the removal really fast and easy. So I worked on 2 films today, and my experience was with SLX cast wrap vinyl that is, I didn't really require heat to remove it, which I was really impressed because it made the removal a lot quicker, easier, and I had no cleanup to do afterwards. Sometimes the removals can be easy, or sometimes they can be a nightmare. Vinyl could break into pieces, causing a lot of time and labor to removing it. So the faster we can get it in and out to them, they're happy. The faster we can get it in and out, obviously we bring in the next customer in and get started on the next customer. So that's going to save us money, make us money at the same time. So it's very important for something to be clean and easy removable.
Anybody have any question on that? We've had the product in development, 2 years before we released it. So we have a lot of time studies on the removability. And even Mr. Frank Fellers had done some testing. And the removability of flight technology is one of the great things with the product. It is probably the easiest removable. If you notice the time slots, we were some 20-some% quicker to remove just the two doors on that vehicle, which if you get into the complex spots like the bumpers and the rears and so forth, SLX does save a lot of time and energy and money when you are reducing the product. And that kind of takes us to the next product. I want to introduce everybody. Oh, Ted? Oh, I heard somebody in the background.
I'm sorry, I was coughing.
No, that's okay. I want to introduce everybody to Illuminite Wrap. It's another product in our flight technology family. We like to say it's the best reflective wrap film in the market today. I'm going to show you a short video here and go through the benefits of this product, and they will tie right back in for you on SLX. So watch this video and we'll talk a little bit more about it.
Reflective films are among the most trying films to install, whether you're installing them on a flat surface or trying to wrap an entire vehicle. Typically, when you try to reposition them, they either won't or they bruise, leaving chatter lines. And when you try to remove them, they leave a lot of glue residue behind. This reflective film solves all of these issues. Let us introduce you to Illuminite Wrap with Flight Technology, a film that redefines the concept of reflective wraps. The vehicle we are working on demonstrates the benefits of having flight technology on a reflective film. It would be extremely difficult for an applicator to apply a one-piece hood graphic all alone on such a tall and wide vehicle. Illuminite Wrap features contact adhesive with an active air egress pattern, allowing it to float over the surface of the. This area of the hood has been installed, and yet it can be repositioned with ease. Competitive reflective films are not repositioned to create uncoverable chatter lines or bruising when you try to snap them off. There is no bruising at all on this repositioned graphic. Illuminite Wrap is highly conformable, enabling applicators to wrap complex corners and gentle curves like these. This reflective film is pliable and easy to work with. Usually when installing a reflective film, areas like this with wrinkles would have to be worked from the center out and often require the use of heat. Illuminite Wrap is a soft enough film that you can simply add a little tension and the wrinkles flatten out. Reflective film is often used for striping on emergency vehicles, but is rarely forgiving enough to allow you to reposition your stripe multiple times if necessary. Illuminite Wrap not only allows you to place your stripe exactly where you want it, it allows you to reposition your stripe even after you have applied it to the vehicle. Most reflective films are difficult to snap up and create chatter lines or bruising when you try to reposition them. Illuminite Wrap delivers brilliant colors that stay true both in the day and at night. Most leading brands of reflective films wash out your image when they reflect light, turning vibrant colors into pastels. Illuminite Wrap is printable across all platforms, including solvent, eco-solvent, UV, and latex printers. It is also water friendly, as well as increased with lettering. Removing reflective graphics is a difficult and often messy job. Illuminite wrap with plate technology requires no more effort to remove than any other premium pressure-sensitive vinyl film and leaves a clean, adhesive-free surface behind. As you can see, applying reflective film doesn't have to be difficult.
What do you guys think of that video? I mean, compared to the competition, the flight technology now on reflective does make it the best reflective film for vehicle applications in the market right now. If you kind of notice what Richie was talking about in the video, all the things you learned about flight technology with SLX will transfer over to Illuminite wrap. You know, the flight technology is going to give you superior repositionability. I assume you guys know what bruising is, but what bruising is when you overstretch reflective or you put hard pulls on it, you can put dead spots in the reflective. So when it lights up at night, you see dark areas. The nice thing with Illuminite wrap, minimal bruising, which means the reflectability is much superior to the competition. Fast installs with flight. As you go out and talk to people about vehicle reflective, the number one thing they'll say is, we don't like it, the adhesive systems are bad, it's too difficult to work with, and it doesn't come off. Flight technology will make those all winners for both of us out in the field and selling Illuminite. Enhance conformability. The film will stretch, reflective film stretch 10 to 15%. Unlike cast, it goes farther, but our stretching, we keep our colors in the film better than the competitors. And back to the bruising. The bruising is a big feature with this. Brilliant graphics by day and night. One of the things we put up in our booth at ISA was add a night shift. You've got great graphics, colorful graphics during the day. And when you go out at night, the Illuminite really is a whiter, brighter, reflective film on the market. So your customers will get 24 hours of advertising on their vehicles using a reflective, where when you use a cast film, you're pretty much limited to the day. And really, number 5, we're the only company out there that's going to offer clean removability up to 2 years on the film. Nobody will give you clean removability on a reflective, you know, an hour after you put it on. I hope you all can see this. This is a picture that we had at our training. At night, this is what it would look like. SLX wouldn't show up at night because it's not a reflective film. If you look at Illuminite compared to the 2,3M products, it's got a better white point and the image is much brighter when light does go onto it at nighttime. This is a comparison of what Illuminite looks like on a solvent printer with the competitors. If you really look at all the colors on Illuminite are much brighter, more defined. The competitor products, as you look over there, 780 and 680, they get a little darker because the laminate and the reflective doesn't reflect the light as well. One thing I want to tell everybody about the new 2 products we just added, Illuminite wrap and 8200, they're both in stock with fellers. They're on the floor. They're ready to sell. Last Thursday, as we were introducing the product at ISA Orlando, fellers did an email blast to your customer base introducing Illuminite wrap. So that's out to all your customers. And I can tell from this morning, we've had a lot of people already calling in wanting more information about this product. Your RSN rep, whether it's George down in the south, Dennis up in the northwest, we'll be getting more information out to you, everybody, as soon as possible. We will have 2 types of samples. We'll have the little A5 samples, the 5x8s, We do have a new install guide for Illuminite wrap that will be important to get the customers. And we do have a bigger sheet sample, an 18 by 23. But that sheet sample, because of the cost of Illuminite, is really for the top type of people on the market. Introduce the product with the smaller A5 sheets, and make sure they get the install notes, which Ted, I'll make sure you get all that information afterwards. And Dennis and George will be up there following up with everybody, this week and next week. So the other great thing, what we're doing at the show is we're offering a rebate program on flight technology back out to all the customers. It started last Thursday on March 22nd. It's going to run through June 1st. We have 3 different rebates. We're really trying to get new Illuminite customers, obviously, and new SLX wrap customers. So our first E-rebate is if somebody buys a kit of SLX, 54-inch or 60-inch by 50 yards, and a roll of Illuminite wrap, 48 by 50, that customer will qualify for a $250 E-rebate from Arlon. If they just buy one roll of Illuminite 48 by 50 or an SLX kit, they'll qualify for an E-rebate of $100. And if they're going to buy a roll of Illuminite wrap in 48 by 10 or 48 by 25 yards, they qualify for a $50 E-rebate. The important thing about the rebates that everybody will need to understand, customer can only qualify for the rebate one time. So if they take a $50 rebate and turn around and buy an SLX kit, they only qualify for one rebate. But that information was blasted out to all the customers too. We do have handout flyers that we'll email out to you that you can print out. They're in PDF files. There is another part of the rebate that a customer, if you get a customer that refers another customer to buy Arlon, they can accumulate $50 referral rebate. And that way, when you go in there, you talk about the rebate, talk to the customer about the referral, they tell their friend, they call you, they make $50, you get another sale. So we're really trying to work really hard to make sure that we've got the bases covered. We have the best products in SLX and Illuminite. Flight technology is unique, and people are really loving the product. And I can tell you, and Ted, I'm sure you tell it to your people, corporate's 100% behind SLX. Profitability-wise, you guys will make more profit on our product, which in the end will help you guys on your comp plans too. And just to close this out real quick, recipe for Arlon success, self-flight technology. It's unique, it's new, and it is the best technology out there for wrapping vehicles, whether it's cast vinyl or reflective. And the key thing with everybody, you'll get increased profit margins compared to any of the competitors you're selling on wrap products today. Get out there and promote the Arlon flight rebate to customers. Email it to customers, hand out the flyers. It'll perk their interest. It'll allow you to go in there and talk more about our products. And the big thing for us is increased teamwork with Arlon and Fellers. Whether it's me and Ted or me, the Arlon team's there to help you. So we have a lot of great information, the presentation, the videos. Reach out to your RSM, your Arlon RSM, and we'll be glad to help you in any way to make you successful. Because going back to the beginning, we grew 34% with Fellers last year. You guys grew 34%, and you guys sold over 1,000 kits. We're there to support you and make sure those numbers are very small for this year. We went over 2,000 kits this year, and from the first couple of months of the year, we're on our way there. So, Ted, that's pretty much the end of the presentation. Yes, sir.
Mike, Dennis here. I did want to add onto the rebate. At the bottom of that flyer, there's a link, and this really doesn't require much from the Fellers sales rep. Once you promote the rebate, if a customer buys into it, they go into that link, they upload their invoice, and within 48 hours of doing that, we end up processing the rebate. So it's a pretty quick process. Now, what we end up doing is we'll either pay them the rebate via PayPal or Venmo. I'm not real familiar with Venmo, but apparently it's actually easier to use than PayPal. But it's very streamless. It's a very streamless process.
Yeah.
So once they go into that link, that really guides them into to how they go about getting the rebate.
Ted, I'm going to send the presentation in a PDF plus the rebate flyers and the videos. So if anybody wants to look at them, I will forward you that email since we're done.
Thank you.
So it allows people, if they want to forward information to the customers, they'll have some things to send out too.
Very good.
Any questions by anybody? Because we're really excited. I mean, you guys you're the key to the whole thing, the reps out in the field. We're going to really help you a lot this year. You're going to be able to grow your sales of Arlon. You're going to be able to increase your territory sales. And Arlon is going to give you guys a great opportunity to increase your profit margin, which is an important feature this year. And when you compare us against the other national brands, I can tell you for a fact, we will give you the greatest opportunity to succeed on your personal level too. So please reach out to us with any questions, anything you need, because we're only as good as the team we work with at Fowler. So please reach out to us with questions, opportunities. We're there to help you at any time.
Does anybody have any questions right now? Don't forget, if your phone is on mute, to take it off so that you can ask your questions or concerns, any comments, things like that, please.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
For your reflective, they work on flat surface only, or they work well on curve?
Oh no, you can completely wrap a vehicle with this with Illuminite. You can wrap a complete vehicle, bumpers, panels, everything with Illuminite.
Okay.
So it is a full wrapping reflective product.
I know some of the fleet or emergency, they need to have grade A or grade whatever, on the industry require. Are you guys under like grade A or grade 3? I don't know.
Yeah, we meet all the specs and ratings for emergency vehicle applications.
Okay.
Hey, Mike, just to be clear on that, so this is a Type 1 approved reflective product. It is not a conspicuity type safety rated film. So it is it's the only one that's able to be used for graphics on vehicles. So it's just a clear differentiator there. If it's a safety marking that your customer is looking for, this is not the type of reflective, but if it is a graphic reflective film, this is the only type that can be applied onto vehicles.
Oh, I got you. Okay, that's good to know.
Thanks, Jeff. Thank you.
Other questions? Brian, do you have any questions?
No, Angel just asked it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, when is it available?
It's in stock at 7 Fellers locations around the country right now. So it is in your inventory, both products. 30 Illuminite wrap and DPF 8200 is in stock currently.
And what size are the samples?
Sample 8200 will have 54 by 5 yard sample rolls and sheet samples, printed and unprinted samples. Illuminite will not have sample rolls. It will have the small printed samples, the A5, and on a limited use basis, an 18 by 23 printed laminated sample, which you'll have to reach out to your Arlon RSM for that sample. They are really for higher target accounts. We really want the people that are getting the big samples to be real targets of reflective, and Dennis and George will help you with that if you need those sheets.
Which laminate are you recommending for the Illuminite?
Illuminite, you can use 3220. If it's a UV print, we're recommending 3210.
Okay.
So 3210, the thinner cast for UV ink, and 3220 for the regular application.
Real quick, is the 8200 a cast or a calendar? I'm assuming calendar. And
it is a calendar film.
And the Illuminite cast or calendar?
Well, the Illuminite, unlike our competitors, it's considered a cast because it's reflective is a different construction, Ted. Our glass beads are in a layer of vinyl in the reflective and a 2 mil cast layer over top of it. So it would be considered a cast film. Most of our competitors, when we talk about bruising, they put the reflective beads in the adhesive. That's why they bruise so bad. So our construction of our reflective is superior to the leading other brands out there on the market. And I just want everybody to understand too, people do use this for general purpose, but this reflective is a higher end reflective for vehicle applications. I know you guys are familiar with everyday reflective. This is a higher grade product.
Ted, if I can add on to that, it is a cast reflective. You know, you can go out and say that, and it's a differentiator. So it's a cast vehicle wrapping reflective. And the most exciting thing about this product is every graphic shop in the world dislikes reflective because it's hard to work with. And you take any of the products on the market right now, I don't care if it's 680, 780, whatever it is, they still do not enjoy applying and installing reflective. Illuminite wrap, it'll be the first one that they actually like installing. And so this is a great door opener, and it's a great way just to bring something new to any sign shop in the world and have them out there saying, hey, why aren't you selling reflective? You should be. So it's going to be a nice entry product to a lot of shops that may be loyal to other brands.
I think one of the biggest responses I got at ISA was the removability of our Illuminite, as well as the no bruising feature, the chatter lines that you get with competitive products. That was a huge deal to installers who've worked with reflective before.
Another question for you.
Go ahead.
So on this Illuminite, what's the longevity of it living here in the valley where it's really hot, and what's your lifespan expectancy?
That isn't zone 2, 5 years, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Mike. Brian's in Phoenix.
No, I was saying to Chad, zone 2 should be 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, unless reflective goes a little longer. It's a 7-year reflective product.
Yeah, so in the desert, if you're talking about vertical surfaces, it gets subtracted by 2 years. I would caution in the desert in particular, just those horizontal surfaces are going to be the tougher thing. The nice thing about our product is, well, what breaks down on reflective first will be, a delamination of adhesive. So my recommendation to you being in Phoenix is that you absolutely want to remove that reflective graphic within 2 years, just to make sure that everything does come off cleanly. But the nice thing about this product is if it does delaminate, if you have it baked on, it's out there for 5 years, when it leaves adhesive, it's just normal adhesive. So you can just put on some big orange gel and remove that adhesive, not like the normal reflective removals where you end up having to scrape glass beads off every inch of the vehicle surface. But to answer your question, it's 5 years on the verticals, and on the horizontals, you need to get it off there 2 years at the latest.
Okay. Anybody else? Any other questions?
Hey, Ted, this is George. I'd like to add one last thing.
Sure.
Something we didn't touch on when Ed had asked the question about the oozing or the gooing of the DPF 8000 and the processing when it's being run through the machine. Keep in mind, that's an inherent problem with all vinyls that are of that makeup, whether it's IJ39, Substance, Convex, various other products that are designed for low surface energy plastics. They tend to have shrinkage issues and oozing issues with those products. So that's what we really want to target when you're going out and talk to people about 8200. If they've experienced the problem with 8000 or if they've noticed a shrinkage in IJ39 and other products. That's just the nature of the beast when you're using a product like that for low surface energy. That's what 8200 is going to solve in the production environment.
Thanks, George.
George. Thanks. Yep.
Okay, anybody else? Anything else? Thank you, George. All right, well, listen, I really want to say thank you to the Arlon team of everybody coming in. If there are any further questions from the team, I'm sure they'll either ask me or get in touch with you guys to qualify those questions, get them taken care of, and things like that. And I really appreciate you coming in and doing this presentation for us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for your time.
Very welcome.
Thank you all.
All right, guys, I'm going to keep you on so that we can, as far as my team, so that we can go through last month just real quick and anything else that might come up that you guys have questions on, okay? I don't have a whole lot. I just wanted to say thank you for a great month last month, and this month is turning out to be a pretty good month for the team. We've got some people that still need some help working on things. I know that we've had last year, we're going up against numbers that were, pretty good for a lot of people. So that's a good, bad thing all the way around. And like I said, I don't have a whole lot. I know that someone had wanted more information, wanted me to go over something, and I can't remember who that was. I do apologize.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have a question, Ted, though. In regards to, I noticed that they're coming out with another cheat sheet, et cetera, and I noticed that they're raising prices again on 3M. Is that correct? Not on color change?
Only, not the 25 yards, just the single yards. The 1 through 24 yards. They are raising it by not a lot. It's a pennies, considering you're talking about that. And the main reason is because there's very few out there that actually sell it by the yard. Okay, if you guys have a customer who is saying that we're too high priced on the single yards, and you may have a few, then at that point, again, as always, get documentation and we'll go ahead and take a look at it.
Is Cheetah being raised?
Cheetah is not being raised because they don't sell a lot of it by the per yard.
But they do sell it by the yard?
They do. They not very rarely.
Aerotech.
I'm sorry?
Aerotech sell by
Well, again, that's a competitor, so yeah. Just to let you know, guys, Cheetah, of course, we have all the documentation. We know exactly who's buying Cheetah and all that. The single per yard or everybody's buying 25-yard rolls. That just seems to be the case. There's very few that actually buy a couple yards here, a couple yards there. If somebody's buying an 18-yard roll, they should be buying 25 yards. 18 yards is good enough without any waste, for the most part, to cover a four-door car. But again, if you're talking about that per yard as opposed to a 25-yard roll, when they get to about to be 16, 17, 18 yards, they're already buying a 25-yard roll or close to the same price as a 25-yard roll. Okay? Does that help you, Brian?
Yeah, I just noticed it went up about 50 cents a yard.
On some of them, that is correct.
My father.
I'm sorry, Angel?
No.
It adds up, Angel. You know how it is. While you're down.
Well, again, guys, don't
make them money out somewhere else.
Yeah, well, don't
get them buy other stuff.
Oh, right, exactly. I understand. Keep in mind, I mean, we're doing everything we can because we need more. We need more profit. That we've been so many years without any profit, very little profit. It's hard, and we want to make sure that we have as much as we can get and do as much as we can get as always.
Yeah, they should do it the first time. She already got a raise. Might as well just add that 50. Why keep on doing that 50 cents and then later on,
Well, we didn't raise the price of the per yard very much at all last time. We only raised it what it was raised to us by at 3M. We didn't actually raise it for us, and so that's the biggest issue. Okay. Other questions, other issues.
Hey Ted, I think it was me that had asked if you can kind of go back over the S&P.
Okay, that's right. Thank you very much. All right, let me go ahead and pull one up real quick, and I'll start sharing my thing so that we can ask questions about the S&P. I will do my best to answer them. Hold on just a moment. I'm just logging into that one so that I can, oops. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? Hello?
We can now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and sort this by the way we see it on my end of day, okay, which has sorted by warehouse. So
make it bigger.
Sure. How's that? All right. So the main question that people have is, what do these numbers mean? Month to date. Everybody should understand what your month to date is. That's the amount you have sold so far this month. Same with the year to date, how much you've sold so far this year. Your daily, this is from the last one that we've received. So that would be your daily, which I show also, or have in the end of day when I send that out. If you have not noticed, you don't see any numbers on there, except for how much you have left to go with the amount per day, things like that. If you do an unhide, you'll be able to see all your numbers that are in there per day. Okay? And it's just taken right from this report and put right into that report. So there is no playing with the numbers, nothing else. I haven't raised it by more than the 5%, which is what the company standard is. Everybody should do their best to get much more than that.
Hey, Ted, you're
Yes.
bouncing in and out. Your voice is bouncing in and out.
I am so sorry about that. Am I having the same issue with everybody else? Okay. Angel, that just could be maybe where you're at. Take a look at the meeting. If you want to get better, you'll hear it better in the meeting recording. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So 2017, the O&P. So what you're going to see is this is where you were last year at this time. Okay. So, for instance, with Sarah, she's currently at 167,495. Last year at this time, she was at 147,334. Same with the year to date. Year to date this year so far, 543. Last year at this time, the number of days, everything, it was 498.40. Okay, that's what these numbers over here, the O&P, refer to. Where you were last year at this time. Okay, does that help? With any questions on that? Last thing is, last year, you're going to see this also. This refers a little bit to things that are going on with these numbers down here and everything else. Last year, or this year, I should say, we've so far in the year had one more day 22 in the month, in certain days of the month, as opposed to last year where we had 21. Generally, this means the day for what we're talking about here. Last year at this time we had 22 days this year, 21 days last year. So this will be raised a little bit here because of the fact that we have to take in consideration that extra day in that month. Here, this is.
What about the commission part? How does that work over there?
I'm sorry?
The commission, L and M.
L and M, okay. Basically,
they just fluctuate, go up and down?
This will fluctuate, but based on, for instance, Angel, since you're talking about this, right now, the way it looks, you're going to have $480 of a commission check because you're over 5% for your year-to-date and currently 113% of your month-to-date. That's what it's showing to me. That's what it's telling me and everybody else. You'll also see over here the negatives. These are the negatives. Now, that doesn't mean anything to you because we don't take it out of your check or do anything like that. It just shows that you will not be getting a commission check. If it's 0 here, 0 here, that means that you still have a potential, possibly. For instance, Mary, I don't know why they don't show up negative or positive for things like that. I do not know the answer to that. Okay, but that's what it shows. So that's the difference. You should, if it's positive, it'll be over in L. If it's negative, it'll be in M. Or 0, whatever it happens to be, 0, 0. Okay? I don't know why they have negative for some and not for others.
And I have the answer to that, actually.
Okay, go ahead, Sarah.
Sorry for any background. My new babysitter, she doesn't, I don't get to take them till 9:30, so if you hear whining, I apologize. Okay, the reason why is it'll show up blank if neither column is over 100%. So if it's 100% and then 97%, it's going to be 0. They both have to be, let's see, like for example, San Jose, you see how it says 99% and 95%? Wait, hold on. How did she explain it to me? 80, 70.
Take Mary's at 103 year to date, but she's at 97 month. She needs her year to date to be 105 and then her month to be up.
Thank you. Yeah, it's exactly. So there's a reason to the rhyme for it. Stacy had explained it to me. Not Stacy. The controller. She explained it to me, but and she explained it to me, and I was like, okay, it had made sense.
Well, I will tell you what I will do is thank you, Sarah, for the information that you've received. I will go ahead and check to make sure exactly what the rhyme or reason is for that, and let you all know. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Sid.
Sure.
I know why, but I just can't explain it.
That's okay. Not to worry, Sarah. Not to worry at all. Thank you. Brian, what were you going to say?
One helpful thing would be to know what your actual month-to-date goal is. Like if it's, 280,000, like you don't see that here on this, but on the one that you send out, it is, because then we can see what our daily target is. So that makes life a hell of a lot easier than saying,
well,
you don't have, but here's your commission, or here's no commission, or here's negative commission, whatever it may be,
Okay. So what you were looking for, what you would like on this particular report is what your goal for that month is.
Yeah, you need to see something that you're working for. Right now, we're just out there busting our hump, and we either see that we're making a commission or we're not. And yeah, we see our daily sales, minus if there's anything weird, but overall, we don't know I couldn't tell you what my goal is for the month. I can tell you what I'm at year to date and month to date in sales, but I still don't know my goal.
Okay, but I do put that out in the end of the day.
You do, yes.
Okay.
And that's what makes it helpful, because if someone's up against a number, it's easier to say, hey guys, go sell 8,000 today instead of saying, hey guys, go sell 400,000 in 20 days. You know, it's like, what? I know we can all do the math, but it's just easier at a quick glance.
Okay. I will see if that's something that can be added. No guarantees on that.
Yeah, the monthly goal and the daily goal.
Well, the monthly goal. Okay, keep in mind, guys, that's why I put out the end of day is for your monthly and your daily. That's why the folly has been. Now, the reason you guys haven't seen me put out the folly lately this month, and the main reason is because everybody's going to get confused on the numbers that you see on the folly now. Why would you get confused? Because you have a plus and minus. In other words, if you've done really well and you are at 119%, like for instance Sarah is for the month, but she's 110%, her goal at that point is going to be less because she actually has than her actual goal, monthly goal, whatever. And this is why it gets confusing, is because Alan does that. He will put in there how much, if you're negative, for instance, let's say Charlene, I'm sorry to bring you out, but let's go ahead and bring you up, is that she's at 80%, 76%, but if she, because of the fact that she has had negative months, that means she has a much higher goal in order to get to a certain, for the month and for the year, okay? Because she has to make up for the months or for the beginning of this year where she didn't have any. And that's where things can help. That's why I have not put out the folly. Okay, it's there, it's available if you guys really want to see it. I just didn't want to have you guys getting into the fact that, oh my gosh, what is going on and everything else. And that's where those numbers are. So this is not the report that I put out by any means. This is only the S&P. This is full numbers and everything else. I will see about putting in there the numbers that you guys are requesting. In other words, the monthly goal for you for that particular month, and also the daily goal, but I'm not going to say that that's actually going to translate into this. I will just bring it up and see if it's something that can be done. Okay.
Yeah. Scratch my request for the daily. That was a very good explanation. So
okay,
it would be helpful to see the monthly.
Okay, I will see.
I apologize.
Sure.
We already have the monthly goal? That's what the 2017 mid to date is.
That is not. No, that is not. That 2017 month to date. That is where you were this year at this time. That means that will change. That changes every single month or every single day.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but not the 2017, right?
Yes, the 2017 is from the day today.
Oh, I understand.
Year. Okay, so it's at this time last year. That's what those numbers refer to.
It's not an end of date 2017.
That's what Brian's talking about. Okay, Brian, I get it now.
Okay. So I will go ahead and see about getting that put on here, but that's why that's partly why I put out that end of day so that you guys know exactly where you need to be for that month. It doesn't bring into the account year to date if you're behind or ahead. It does not bring that into there. If you want that, I can put it in there. I don't think it's good enough. I don't think you really need to worry about that. If your month to date is over, then you should be good and can continually be good. This tells you this, S&P tells you exactly where you are at that time. Okay.
So is our commission still based on year to date then?
Commissions are based 5% month to date, 5% year to date. In other words, you have to be over both of them still in order to get commission. Okay, by 5%.
So that's why you see Mary is at 106 for her Phoenix, but she's 93 on month. If she brings that 93 above, then to 100 and 101, then she would get a commission.
No, she still has to be at 105 for the month to date. So,
100 month. Okay.
Month to date and year to date.
Okay, it has to be 105.
105,
That'd be
105.
105. Okay.
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 Or more.
Okay. 105 is the key. That's right down there on me.
Exactly.
That's how I
You're
did that.
right at that.
105.
You're right at that right now at 105.
I am.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're at 104, you're not there.
That is correct. You'll notice,
Okay.
guys, back, and this is one of the questions I had, and that's why I found out about the extra day in January. You know, we had a great month in January, but I didn't get a bonus. Why didn't I get a bonus? Is because that extra day was taken into consideration, and because of that, I was at 104.9%. I was not at 105. So it kind of screwed me over for a commission check. However, I understand why they're doing that, because there is an extra day in that this year as opposed to last year. Okay.
Are we ever going to get margins?
I'm sorry?
You think we'll ever get the margins on our sales?
You know, I don't. Yes, I'm assuming the answer is going to be yes, because that is something that we talked about. However, I do not know when. I don't know the issue with that. I have no idea. I've asked, and the answer has been nothing. It's been dead silent at this point in time. I know that they're still working. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
That's okay. Right now, let's put it this way. Right now, it's a good thing that we don't necessarily see that. Some of you may not make it, but most everybody is, because we have brought up our margins completely this month or this year. Our team has the best margins in the company. I do know that. I've heard that much from Alan, that the West right now, we're blowing it up in sales, and we are blowing it up in margin. And, you know, I actually have other RSMs that are asking me, what are we doing out here? Because they're having nothing but problems with people leaving and everything else because we raised our prices. And I see that we've had a little bit of that, but not as much as what they're saying. And it's just a matter of setting expectations with your customers. Just like we've done very well in setting the expectations is, guys, you know, we have to have a price increase. It's got to happen. It's just like, you know, your gas fluctuates on a daily basis sometimes. We don't fluctuate like that, but when gas goes up, it kind of hurts. Different things like that. Groceries go up all the time.
Can't use gas because we get reimbursed.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But I mean, for groceries, for instance, I mean, you see the pricing of groceries going up, smaller cans, but even the same or bigger pricing. And, you know, customers get upset at the fact that we raise our prices, but they never ask their grocery, why are you raising your prices? Why is it constantly going up? I mean, you know, we haven't really raised our prices hardly at all until this year. And so it's just time for us to be able to do so. Okay?
Yep.
Anything else? Any other questions on any other issues? Anything?
Ted, regarding Dewey's email today.
Yes.
I wanted just a clarification. So whenever we get the blurb from Feller's Marketing,
Chuck, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you getting a blurb from Feller's Marketing?
Yes.
Okay. Who is not getting a blurb from Feller's Marketing? Anybody is not getting a blurb from Feller's Marketing?
I don't think I am.
Okay. I don't. So I've already been on the phone with Dewey this morning regarding this. Apparently there's a lot of people that are not getting it. We do not know why. So that's something we're going to be working on to make sure that we get that. So I'm sorry, Chuck, I didn't necessarily mean to stop your train of thought. Repeat the question on the blurb of that. Go ahead.
That's good information. I just assumed that the entire, region, everybody got it. But
it's supposed to. The entire company should be getting that, but they're not. But
and that's my question. So when we get it, do all of our customers get that as well? Like all the customers that we have an email for, are they all getting that?
Yes. That's an email blast that goes out to just about all our customers, whether they be customers that buy or don't buy. But if we have an email address, they are getting that email.
Okay. And now that we haven't gotten anything on the 8200 yet, have we? I haven't seen that.
I'm sorry. As far as what?
As a marketing release on the DPF 8200.
Again, Chuck, I do not know the answer because I'm not getting. I'm not getting them. I haven't. The last time I received anything from Fellers Marketing was July of last year.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, and that's something that we're going to try to get fixed. That's something that's why Dewey sent that email, because he's hearing from other people that they're not getting these email blasts, even though we're all supposed to be getting them.
Okay.
Other questions? Comments, issues? Well, wonderful. I guess that's it. That's all I have. We're not going to have a meeting next week, of course, because we haven't it today. I appreciate you guys understanding we're doing this early because of the Arlon. I just figured it was close enough to the end of the month we could actually hold our monthly meeting today. If there's anything else, please let me know. Next month, there are two things that will be happening with me. First of all, in the middle of the month, I will be in court again for 2 to 3 days of that week.
Isn't guilty yet?
I'm sorry?
The person's not guilty yet?
This is, Brian, if I haven't told you, this is for the entire year.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's a waste.
It's a federal grand jury, so I have to be there and I have to do this 2 to 3 days a month for the next year. So I won't be done with this until sometime in December.
And that's unpaid, correct?
Oh, no. No, that's
yeah,
paid.
of course not.
Yeah, we're good. Second thing is that I will be traveling to see Jane in Sacramento and Fresno to see Paula sometime this month, probably after jury duty. Okay, so that means for that week when I do that, I will be, in and out of consciousness, basically. So I'll let you know when that actually happens, but I'm just giving you an update for this month. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts on that?
We'll talk to you in May.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
You bet.
All right, guys. Listen, have a great day. Have a fantastic week this week. Let me know what I can do to help. And again, thank you for everything that you do for Fellers and for me. Appreciate it very much. Have a good one.
Thanks, bud. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Bye, Ted.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.